it appears that cabinet ministers are almost making this a self-fulfilling prophecy by saying that she is going to outline a date today, and that date is going to be June the 10th, at which point we kick off Conservative leadership contest without Brexit being achieved.
Is there still a concern that if it is June the 10th, that it might look like Theresa May has been pushed out of office by a potential surge from Nigel Farage's Brexit party in the European elections once those results start coming out next week?
Well, that is partly the problem. I think they want her to name a date today rather than, say, do it on Monday, because if they do it on Monday, Nigel Farage will be able to crow that he and his Brexit party were responsible for dislodging a prime minister who betrayed the country, as he would see it, over Brexit. So I think doing it today probably means that Nigel Farage's guns are going to be slightly spiked in that respect, although he is going to grab the headlines next week for sure, because of the huge win the Brexit party is going to get at the European election.
And it does just show you the sort of mess that's going on in the UK with all these different strands, those elections coming right in the midst of this leadership crisis. Were those elections, of course, voted, the European elections that we're in the midst of now, but that were voted in the UK on yesterday, were they perceived as a vote on Brexit by the Brits who went out to vote?
Well, look, I think for many people they were, to be honest. So the Conservatives seem to have lost a lot of votes to the Brexit Party, primarily because so many people feel that they've let the country down and not got us out of the EU. And on the other side, Labour may well have lost quite a lot of votes to the Liberal Democrats, because for many people who would otherwise support Labour, they're fed up with Jeremy Corbyn, as they see it anyway, sitting on the fence and not taking a strong enough stand against Brexit, and indeed on not calling a referendum.
A few commentators this morning and over the last couple of days writing that history will be kinder to Theresa May than perhaps her contemporaries have been. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely not. No, I mean, I think it's the sort of thing that we say to people when we're trying to be nice to them. But to be honest, I look back at the years that she's been in power. It's very difficult to think of a single thing that she has achieved. And of course, she has failed in her most important objective, and that was to get the UK out of the European Union. So really, it's been a record of abject failure. And I don't think history will judge any different.
And what about the Brexit process? Where does all of this leave the Brexit process that she was trying to deliver? Her withdrawal agreement bill is not going to be debated now until at least June. Negotiators in Brussels wondering who on earth they're going to be dealing with next. So what does this mean for the timeline?
Well, to be honest, it's difficult to imagine that withdrawal bill coming to Parliament at all if Theresa May steps down, because whoever takes over from her is not going to want to be bound by that, I would think. They'll want to do their own renegotiation with the EU 27. Whether the EU 27 would be prepared to give any more to a new leader than they were to Theresa May, I think is a very, very moot point. I think now we're probably facing a polarisation between, if you like, no deal on the one hand and the UK revoking Article 50 on the other. And it's really just a question, I think, of whether either of those outcomes comes about as a result of a second referendum or not.